Yeah, it's going to be between 10 and 20%, I think. But with the new elections yesterday, I would, I could see this being on the higher end of the 20%. But with that, Martin, I mean, the Chinese manufacturers are so efficient, are so ahead of the curve that tariffs like this, I don't think will impact too much the pricing here. They will still be more competitive than their EU counterparts.
Not really any much of a reaction from China. What could that look like if there is some retaliation?
Look, China has been very pragmatic in dealing with these things. I mean, the US went up to 100%, and we haven't seen like a major retaliation yet. I'm sure something is in the works somewhere, somehow. But economically, China has been very careful dealing with this. And as I mentioned, the 10, 15, or 20% is still keeps the Chinese automakers more, favorable here. And also, we're seeing the Chinese automakers actually setting up factories in Europe, in Hungary, in Poland, as you mentioned. NIO also is looking at Hungary. So there are options here, and I'm sure there's back channels happening here. And as you mentioned, Mercedes and BMW, which have a big voice too, and the European governments, warning against this because they make decent amount of money from there. So I don't think that's going to be a big event. It's going to just cater to the population, to people who are a little bit disgruntled from losing jobs at these auto manufacturing, but that's not going to help in the long term.
Do you think it would do anything to the current ongoing global expansion plans that we are seeing from these Chinese EVs?
Yeah, look, I think the Chinese government is now looking more closely at these expansion plans, and at some point, I think a week or so ago, they kind of announced they're going to take a closer look at this, what they call blind expansion. And a week after that, we heard that China Great Wall Motor shut down their operations in Europe. So I'm sure China behind the scenes is kind of working on this because it could be like a political issue that they don't want to deal with at this point. So they're going to be pragmatic. It's going to be very balanced. They're going to find a solution for this. I think with Europe, it's not going to be a big deal. In the US, it's a different story.